Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser here with some big news for you guys. My first festival I'm going to be attending in 2021 spontaneously has now become Bigfoot Electro, going down May 28th, 29th, and 30th in Tracy City, Tennessee. And I'm going to be going with a media pass, so it is only right we show love since they showed love to me by doing a lineup review, talking about some FAQs, some guidelines, things you should know before the festival, and just getting and building some hype for you guys. So keep it locked, because after the intro, we're going through all these items, all these artists, and everything you need to know about this festival. So let's get it.
Can I get a year?
I'm the Festival Finesser.
Finesse gang, can I get a year? What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another video. For those of you guys who are new here and do not know me, I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my channel, a channel that revolves around music festivals and live music going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and rhythm. If you are not following me at a festival day by day, you're probably following me at a show in New York, New Jersey, Philly, Delaware, Virginia, Maryland. Basically anywhere I go, you guys are coming with me. And if you're not following me at a festival or show, probably sitting with me here at this desk, getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, lineup reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, and any other words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible.
Hey yo, sorry to interrupt the video, guys. I just have to make a quick announcement and remind you guys that this video is being sponsored by KB23 Pins, a relatively new pin company in the festival and bass scene. They have a group on Facebook called Rhythm Kids Pins, where you guys can go get all information about new drops and releases. They actually just dropped a bunch of new pins, and I'm going to show some of you guys what they look like right now. They glow in the dark. We have some Zed's Dead and Rugrat themed ones with Tommy Pickles throwing up the Z and the Rugrats logo, but it says Zed's Dead. Robo-Raptor, which is coming in multiple colors. It's inspired by Excision and Lost Lands. And we have some Cyclops Army ones and a variety of colors. So big up KB23 Pins for sponsoring this video. Make sure you guys go to that Facebook page, Rhythm Kids Pins, link in the description box down below, and get your hands on some new pins if you're into collecting and trading. Even if you're not getting pins, that's a great place to go and just connect with like-minded pin collectors alike. So thank you guys for listening. Let's get back to the lineup review.
Now, if you guys know the Festival Finesse, you might be looking at this lineup and be like, damn, he's going to this, but like I said, I'm going with a media pass, and I'm trying to build my resume so I can work with more festivals and show that I have not just worked with Lost Lands and Moonrise. I'm trying to expand my palette, you know what I'm saying, and go to new experiences, film new content, not only for myself, but for you guys as well, and for everybody else in the community, you know what I'm saying? So, in this video, we're going to be talking about Bigfoot Electro. I'm pretty sure this is a relatively new festival. I only heard about it last year, and last year's lineup was fucking sick. It had Shivers, Infect, Zuba, but unfortunately, a lot of those artists are no longer on this lineup, and has really kind of gone from an all over and all around kind of fest to a more quote unquote like Wook fest, you know, that weird wobbly kind of stuff. I didn't see too much dubstep or rhythm at a glance. I have been thinking about this festival, and now that I got the opportunity to go with not too much money coming out of my pocket, we're sending it. So let's look into this lineup, and then we're gonna get into some FAQs about COVID, camping. They're supposed to have pods, but now they're no longer having pods because of CDC guidelines. So we're gonna get into all that stuff at the end, but right now let's look at this lineup real quick. Alright guys, so here we go. Bigfoot Electro going down Memorial Day weekend, May 28th through the 30th in Tracy City, Tennessee. Right off the bat, we have a 2-hour Yeti set, and that is just gonna be so weird and such a vibe and so chill. And like 2 hours, bro, like that is gonna just get deep, dark, and weird, bro. So continuing on with the deep, dark, and weird stuff, we have the Whittler. And like I said, guys, this festival is really weird, and I apologize because y'all know I don't really know the Wook bass and like the weird space bass, all that kind of stuff. I don't know those genres and those artists all that well. I just kind of know the overall term Wook bass, which a lot of people like because it's derogatory, it's bad, but like I said, it's just kind of like a watered down term I use for space bass experimental, because I don't really know the differences, as I've mentioned plenty of times, between space bass, experimental, freeform. So I just kind of call it Wook bass. Just so y'all know, I apologize. I'm trying to get enlightened some more, so if you guys could help distinguish the 2 or the 3 or the 4, that would be cool. But let's continue here. Next up, we have Future Primitive, who I've heard of, not too familiar with. I'm also gonna imagine those are some more kind of chill experimental vibes. Same thing with DMVU. I'm pretty sure he reps Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. I could be wrong, but that label just has just how it sounds: deep, dark, and dangerous, and just weird, wonky, wobbly. It's just a whole bunch of weird bass vibes. And then we get Toadface, again, that weird bass vibes. Right now, we're getting a lot of just weird space bass. or I don't even know what to call it, experimental bass, but that's the vibe we're getting right now. Just weird and chill and liquidy, and yeah. So then we have Justin Hawks, who I'm not too familiar with. Same thing with Lee, I'm not familiar with. But Levitation Jones, I do know of. He's one of the more artists I'm familiar with on this lineup. Definitely going to be, again, more weird, space-based kind of stuff. I feel like he also has a little bit more of a heavy sound. Like a lot of these guys have, I think, or in my opinion, more chill, kind of like liquidy. I feel like Levitation Jones has more of a bass, kind of heavy-hitting sound, maybe more of a dark sound. And then we have Nat Salvi, who I'm not too familiar with. Neversoft, I feel like I've heard of, but I'm not familiar with. Thought Process, I do not know. Wax Future, I've seen that name, but I'm not familiar. And like I said, guys, there's a lot of artists on here I'm not familiar with. Being, I'm not familiar with. Choppy Oppy, I have heard of, though. Definitely going to be bringing some more chilled out, experimental bass kind of vibes. Humor Me, I'm not familiar with. Imagination, I'm not familiar with. Alexandria, I'm not familiar with. Mize Isis, I don't know. Sacred Snow, Tone Vision, Uju, Singara, all these artists I do not know, but the artist I'm probably most hyped for of the headliners is Zuba, probably the most rhythm, bouncy dubstep I'm going to get that whole weekend. So that is a set I'm definitely most hyped for. And my homie, who is also playing, who we're going to get to in the second tier of artists, we have, and again, I'm probably not going to know a lot of these artists. They might be more small-scale local artists, so I apologize. If you guys have any artists I should check out, you want to shout out in the comments, please feel free to do so. We have Bass Dread, Clutch Panda, G-Sense, Lancelot, Like Water, Mantham Fennis, Mantham Fennis, yeah, I don't even know. Mono, I feel like I've seen or heard of, but I could be wrong. Nazareth, Over 9000, that's a pretty cool name. Polo Ventura, The Rhythm Professor, okay, I'm definitely going to check out that set, because that's, you know, I kind of feel like it's going to be some rhythm, right? So then we have Royal Flush, Skyview, Tally G, Thrax Dubs, Tree Sap, and the homie that I was mentioning earlier, Witch Doctor up in Letter tonight is going to be bringing those weird, wobbly, what kind of vibes, you feel me? I really fuck with Witch Doctor and his music. He's a crazy producer, awesome dude, and I was going to potentially be traveling with him, but I found out he was only going for the last 2 days. I'm trying to go all 3 days and utilize my camping pass, and I have some extra tickets for the homies that I'm trying to get involved too. But I definitely would rather camp at this festival and capture the whole experience rather than only go for 2 days and stay at a hotel. Granted, I'd be with the homies, but you know, you guys know me, I'm definitely about that camping life and really getting down in that festival kind of vibe. So it also mentions here doing temp checks, mask required, social distancing in effect, and this festival is actually supposed to be a podded festival, and recently with, you know, the vaccinations being more available, they basically said there's no more pods necessary. You can choose to be in a pod. You can also walk through the festival as you wish, so that's kind of a plus for me. I feel like a podded festival would be very, like, you know, I just wouldn't enjoy it as much, especially as a content creator. You would just be filming the whole festival from one angle the whole day. You know what I'm saying? So I need to be able to wander and explore the stages. I would imagine this festival is going to be 2 to 3 stages tops. I feel like based on the talent and just the way the festival seems to kind of be running, it's going to be more of a small scale festival, kind of like a Big Dub, up and coming. And they do have some heavy hitters on here. There are some good artists on here. It's definitely more for a certain demographic and a certain crowd. But I do want to talk about some of these guidelines and the FAQs because I was reading recently, and there's some interesting things on here. So if you have a vaccine or you can prove a negative test and within 72 hours of a negative COVID test, they will give you 30% off of Bigfoot Electro tickets for next year. So that's a cool incentive, and that's just kind of cool to like get people to get vaccinated, get a test to ensure the safety of all the rest of the, you know, concert goers, festival goers. But they are not making vaccines mandatory or negative tests shown at the gate. They are not mandatory. They aren't making masks mandatory. You do have to come to the festival with a mask, but you will not necessarily have to wear the mask the entire time. There will be security, they said, in certain areas, you know, high congested areas that may be enforcing mask policies, but they do have a nice little like fine print on the bottom of their flyer. It says use common sense in common areas, and it's just, that's a perfect saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's mad people, put your mask on, sanitize. If you're just sitting in the crowd with your homies that you all know, you can take your mask off, you know what I'm saying? But I am fully vaccinated as of recently, so you guys might catch me without a mask on, but in the same token, I want to set a good example and show that we should continue to wear masks so the spread can totally just, you know, not exist. And yeah, I just want to set a good example and do what I can, but I feel like if it's hot or uncomfortable, I may have the mask off because I am properly treated and vaccinated, and for that reason, I was vaccinated so I could go to festivals and be in crowds. So if I don't have to wear a mask, I might not wear one, but I do want to, like I said, set a good example and have it on when I can, when I feel like it's appropriate. So just know that they said that camping is going to be run as is. There are no changes to the camping. And there's a whole kind of like check-in procedure. If you're skeptical about being in the crowd, you can still purchase a pod. If you already have a pod, you don't have to necessarily stay at that pod. So they're really kind of giving you guys that like that festival freedom in a sense. And it's like you can express yourself, you can be you and do what you kind of want in a sense, as long as you're being safe and respectful to everybody else. So I super fuck with that, super fuck with the energy. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I'm super hyped to come to a different and new festival, especially a festival that I'm not necessarily accustomed to. You know, I've never been to this festival. I never really have been to like a Wook Fest, a weird like, you know, experimental fest. So I'm going to be experiencing a whole new, you know, culture and music and a whole different vibe. There's going to be no mosh pits probably. I'm going to be chilling, getting the content, focusing on that, the vlog, and just really, you know, taking in new music and having an appreciation for a different kind of music that's still bass music. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know in the comments below. If you guys are going, that would be sick to meet up, do a little finesse gang meetup possibly. I hope to do another follow-up video when set times and the map comes out. We could possibly do a little meetup spot at a certain time. But I do want to talk about set times and possibly do some research on these artists, because I don't know a lot of them. So if you guys have any recommendations you think I would like or should check out, please let me know in the comments again below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Big Foot Electro for the opportunity. And I will see you guys at Big Foot Electro. If not, I will probably see you somewhere in the festival circuit this season, because we have a bunch of things coming up. Forbidden Kingdom, Big Dub, Headmakers Ball, Camp Z, which is some homie shit. What else are we doing? Probably Imagine, Lost, and I'm going to Reunion. So in August is still wide open. We haven't heard about Moonrise. We haven't heard about Camp Bisco. We haven't heard about a lot of festivals still. So August, June and July are pretty booked right now, but August is still wide open. Then September, we got Lost Lands, Imagine, and then possibly even, there's another one that came out. Oh, Autumn Equinox. And that lineup looks crazy. October 2nd, after that is our next review coming out on the channel. So keep it locked. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm the Festival Finesser. I love y'all. Peace out.